As you can see behind me, guys, we are talking about winter golf today. We're talking about what to put in your winter golf bag. So we've got a mid-handicapper here who's going to talk us through what he has in. I'm going to tell you what maybe you should have in your bag to help you improve over the winter, enjoy it a little bit more, and if it's carrying like it is out here today at Woolley Park, your bag's nice and light. So as we know, guys, we've got the man of the head covers. We've had one disaster today from him, and you will see that he has not got his normal Odyssey putter in there, his triple track putter. Dave went for 6 clubs but forgot his putter, which is a minor detail in there. But Dave, talk us through what you've got first. What we're going to hit off the tee here.
5 wood, Chris.
So Dave's not been getting on with his driver, as you'll know if you do watch the channel. So Dave's been probably hitting his 5 wood further than his driver. So that's the longest club he's got in his bag. So Dave's going to get us off here, and then we're going to talk about what else is in the bag.
And it's all about carry as well, Chris, because I know for a fact that if I hit a driver, it'd probably only carry about the same distance as this would. So there's going to be pretty much no difference in the distance in total.
Or carry less, because it does come out a little bit low with your driver, so that might be pitching maybe 20-30 yards before this 5 wood, so you'd be losing distance. So Dave's got his 5 wood in. He's been absolutely smashing it this morning. He did test a new 5 wood last week and did enjoy it.
Yeah.
And now the TaylorMade has warmed back up.
I've had a word with it, Chris, and it's come back to life.
Well, that's because the threat of spending money got Dave on edge. And Mrs. Harrison.
Mrs. Harrison, certainly, yeah.
That's another nice draw down the middle of that fairway. That's a great shot, Dave.
Thank you.
Mrs. Harrison's not actually just worried about clubs, because Dave said he wants some new fresh head covers for next season.
Yeah.
Tag some below. So again, pretty much bang down the middle of the fairway is Dave's 5 wood off the tee. He doesn't have his driver, so he won't be able to reach this par 4 in 2 shots, but he does get a shot for a reason, and he's just getting used to hitting his 5 wood well and getting some confidence. So next club in your bag, Dave, you have a 11 hybrid.
5 hybrid.
Okay, so 11-5 hybrid. So Dave's replaced obviously his 5 iron from his Tacoma clubs for the winter mainly, because again that is down to carry, isn't it, Dave?
It is, yeah.
So obviously this hybrid is going to carry a little bit further, the shaft's that little bit longer, and obviously his 5 iron is going to pitch a little bit shorter and not go as far. So all the things Dave is trying to do here in the winter especially is get a little bit more carry, which is where we're testing a new club out for him next week, which could replace one of these hybrids.
So, I mean, this club is not going to make the green, I know that, but I'm trying to put myself in a position where I've still got a chance of an up and down, but at worst I'm going to finish with 2 putts after a chip. So at worst I'm hopefully walking off with a 5.
That's it. So then we go obviously down into the bottom of his bag. Dave knows at Garforth he might have a few shots where he has to lay up, but he's leaving numbers where he's got the perfect club in his bag to play those. And it's a club you're confident with. Everybody in their golf bag probably has a couple of favourite clubs. So mine certainly is an 8 iron I'm very fond of. I'm confident in hitting the green with that and hitting it close. Nice. And then I also have a pretty much a favourite wedge, something that I know if I'm inside between 60 and 90 yards, I know I can hit in a little 56, flight it in there nicely, and that's a yardage that I'm comfortable with. So having clubs in your golf bag to leave you the correct distance and know your layups is good. And this is good for the summer as well, because obviously if you're somebody who maybe ventures off into the trees every now and then, when you're trying to get a layup and get out of the trees, you can start to leave it to a club that you've enjoyed, something that you've used through the winter that you're confident with, something that's become one of your go-to clubs. Leave that number, you've got a better chance of getting up and down or limiting the damage at least. So up here in the fairway, we've got around about 85 yards to the flag. So obviously in your bag next, Dave, we know you got a 5 wood, we know you got the 5 hybrid. Irons wise, you've gone, let's see by the head covers, we've got a 7 iron in, 9 iron and an A wedge, which I believe is a 52. So
that's correct.
A wedge will be pushing to get there, wouldn't it?
Uphill, it's going to be really tight to get there. I'd have to hit it, which will bring in me trying to overswing too hard. I could thin it, or I could fat. I mean, I might hit it well for once, but chances are I'm going to either thin it or fat it, which means I'm going to be short of the green, which means I'm then really fighting for just a bogey.
Yep, so what club are you going to go? Are you going to go
I'm
9-9,
going to
Dave?
try and chip a 9-iron up, Chris.
Yeah, so it's a chippy 9-iron. So again, when we say this, guys, you can start to obviously change your stance a little bit, go a little bit narrower, but not a full shot there, and we can then obviously look at just making a nice easy motion. It might still look like pretty much a full swing, but from the narrow base, you won't be able to swing it as fast, and that'll bring the yardage back towards what we want it. So, a little bit narrow with the stance, weight on his left. Just like that, a little bit left of the flag, but that has pitched on the right tier. That's left him around about 25 feet.
Pin high, Chris, I can't really complain.
Which again, 25 feet, David expect a 2-putt, or hopefully 2-putt. He would have if he'd brought his own putter, but maybe not today. But that's where he's on the green there, he's limited the damage, he's given himself a chance, he's got the right yardage. Just by narrowing that stance, he's been able to control that distance nicely, give himself a chance. Okay, so Dave's left himself probably just over 20 feet, which is not bad, but if we look at the distance wise, that has been absolutely spot on. So that's where Dave's been able to just take a little bit of speed out of his swing by that narrowing that stance up and controlling it. That's much better than I would say. If we stood there 10 times and hit 10 9-irons and 10 gap wedges, the 9-iron would win all day long.
I still think I'd have struggled to get the 52 up here, Chris. I might have made the green, but it'd have been a good shot, would have been front of the green, and then you've got this hill to take into account. It's 2-tier green.
Yeah.
And you just feel more comfortable over hitting a steady 9-iron. You've told me many times before, don't try and hit it hard, just try and hit it a bit better, which, you know, means going for a slightly more club.
Yeah, exactly. It's getting busy out here at Woolly Park today. Everyone's realising this could be the last bit of sunshine for the week. Of course, in fantastic condition, greens rolling good. Now Dave has got my swag putter in there, so Dave would normally have his Odyssey triple track in there. Obviously that needs to be one of your 6. We do need to putt, which Dave forgot when he didn't bring his putter. But that is a great putt for pace there. That's a fantastic.
Just didn't turn as much as I thought, Chris.
It's going to be a fantastic 5 when he rolls this in. And you think there, Dave's not had to use a driver. He's pretty reasonable second shot with his hybrid. A great shot in there with his 9-iron, and he's made it look pretty easy work for a 5. So 5 on there. Let's move to the 18th hole here at Woolly. Another par 4. Can we make a par? Dave will get a shot on there. Let's have a go. So Dave's going to tee off here on this par 4, 374 yards, stroke index 9. So he would get a shot on here, so it's going to be 2 good hits to get there. But there's 2 clubs he hasn't used yet in this bag, which we might use to try and get him out here with an exceptional 4. A little bit heavy, but up the middle, Dave.
Again, up the middle, but not great, but you know what? It's not terrible either.
It's not bad. So hasn't done bad in the fairway here, but there's a ditch just down there, so Dave can't go hybrid, he can't go 5 wood, so we're going to go 7-iron as a layup. We're going to go towards that bunker, which is just to the right of the green, right there. And
I'm glad you said that, Chris, because I was going to go to sort of aim towards the sort of right-hand side of the tree.
Yeah. Towards that bunker, that'll leave us a nice shot up the green, and it'll either be his 52 or a similar 9-iron shot that he hit on the last. So 7-iron here again. This is one of Dave's favourite clubs. He does go from this then to the hybrid in the winter.
I do.
So he's comfortable with his 7-iron. I'm not surprised with strikes like that. It's a fantastic strike. Just drawing a little bit, that should leave us a great angle into the green. Good shot, Dave.
Slightly further left than I wanted, but I think it's still in a good spot.
Classic mid-handicap, complaining that's a good shot. Okay, so Dave's laid up nicely of that ditch right there. We've now got a good shot into the green. We've got around about 70 yards to the flag, so Dave's got his 52 here. This should be a nice controlled one. And this is where obviously Dave's comfortable with his 52. He knows even around the edge of the green he can hit all the chip shots he wants with opening it up, closing it down. But from here, gets a good flight. That's a great penetrating ball flight up there onto the green,
Yeah.
just right of the flag.
Take that.
And that's a good shot, Dave. And you've got that in your bag, Dave, because you do obviously like it around the greens.
It's a club that I use a lot both in summer and in winter, Chris. I don't know what I've done with my head cover.
Lost his head cover.
Yeah, so it's a club I use both quite a lot in summer and winter. I use it a lot for chipping and pitching. So.
And you're not afraid to use it out
No.
of the bunker either.
And
It's got enough bounce.
It's got enough bounce,
hasn't
and it's 10 degrees of bounce. You know, if I want to hit out of some dodgy lies that we did the other week, I can open it up slightly, or I can take it in steep, and it just works for me. But I think that's more a confidence thing.
Yeah, and that's why it's in the bag, Dave. Let's get up there.
I found it, don't worry.
Let's see.
Panic over.
Panic over. Have you got it, Dave?
Yeah, we're on floor.
That's great news.
Thank you.
Right, so Dave just pitched there, stopped pretty quick, so stopped within there. Again, a great flight off that line. That's why Dave has that club in his bag, because he's very confident with him, and he's giving himself a chance here. I'll get my shadow out of his way so he can read this. Remembrance Day flags here at Woolley Park on the last. Again, fantastic condition here. Massive thanks to John and the boys for letting Dave loose out here.
But
It's lucky he doesn't take divots, so it's not too worry for them.
Do you know what, Chris? Even in the summer, you'd take there in 3. Well, I would.
You would. It's a tough hole. Again, if we go off the white tees, it's even playing longer, so we know that, yes, you might get a little bit more run, but still for Dave, he might be laying up, so you start to think about where you need to improve. And for Dave to obviously keep shooting low scores and get his handicap down, he needs to be pitching it well as finding a new driver.
And remembering his putter.
And remembering his own putter. Has he got it?
Oh!
The fans were waiting for a ripple. Right, Dave, well, that is 2 extremely easy pars.
Net pars.
Net pars.
I'll take that. You know, it's 2 5s. They're not the easiest holes.
No.
And in winter, they're obviously playing longer. So
Yep.
happy days.
Take it all day. So guys, obviously I would have some different clubs maybe in my bag today. You might have some different in yours, but think about it, go half a set. It's lighter on your bag. You start to learn how to play different shots. You start to improve in areas. Maybe even pick some clubs that you're not so comfortable with and get comfortable through the winter, so you're really confident when it comes to the season, when you're trying to get your handicap down. But guys, hopefully you've enjoyed that, and we'll see you tomorrow.